AUDUSD and gold USD. Because I don't want to take much of your time, I want us to start immediately. So TikTok, I hope you can hear me. Are you able to hear me? Am I audible enough? My friends from TikTok, am I audible enough? Am I audible? Am I audible? Am I audible enough? We are starting now. Just some few minutes. We are starting just now. Okay. Perfect. I think this looks good from where I am. So if you trade Euro USD here, GBPUSD, then we have AUDUSD. I think this is a good time to look at what is happening. So ukiingia tap. Once you get here, make sure you share the live so that we have a few people, and then we can start. All right, so I think we have something here. Let us start with GBPUSD. Today I'll be very fast because I'm not over analyzing the market today. My goal is to have you get a setup for next week, or setups for that matter. Setups for that matter. And then I'll be out of this place. This is GBPUSD. This is GBPUSD. So ukiingia tafadhali like the video. Make sure una like the video. Make sure you like. So let's get into business now. This is Euro USD. As usual, we start with the monthly chart, and as you can see, the market closed bearish. There are a few things I would like us to look at here. One is that the market changed character to bearish. This is monthly now. The market changed the character to bearish. This is a BOS. And then monthly, our current trading range is this one. This is our current trading range. And if you look at this, you'll see that this market did not take out this liquidity, which can be a future liquidity to be taken. Okay, We said if a market breaks structure, retraces, then break structure again, which it has around this area. So this is liquidity, and then you can look at this. You will see that this looks like relative equal highs. Okay, so what we do, we will mark our monthly supply zone. We will mark this as our monthly supply zone. You see all this area, because the market has rejected this area twice now. The market has rejected this area twice, so we will just mark that as our area of demand, and then we call it our monthly area of demand, monthly demand zone. So that is our monthly demand zone. So we expect that, because this move looks bullish, I know it closed bearish, but if you look at this, this is what has been happening. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. So we're expecting the market to make a higher low and then come to our demand zone. Okay, come to our demand zone. So what we do monthly is to look at our demand zone in the monthly. So this order block here, we said another block must answer 3 questions. One, has it swept liquidity, which it did. It swept the previous liquidity or the previous low, and then you can see that where we are right now is at the area of the FVG. We have FVG there, and then you can see that it broke structure. There was a BOS here. So this makes the demand zone very highly probable. It makes the demand zone highly probable. So as we continue, we will be refining 2 areas. We will be refining this area, and we will also be refining this area here. This area here, because this is the move. The move will originate from here is the move we expect that it will take out this sell side liquidity. Okay, GBPUSD. So people, especially those from my group, I want you to follow this systematically, because this is what we'll be using to trade next week. We will just try to change because this is November. Between October and November, a lot of strategies rarely work because of we are closing the year. So we need to change our modus operandi, and this is the first step to do that. This is the first step to do that. So that means from where we are now, or from where we sit now, this demand zone here looks like a good demand zone for us. So if we are looking for any sales, we are looking for the sales up to this demand zone. Okay, so let us see what is happening. So this is what we do. We need to journal what we are doing, so that at the end of the day or next week we will have we will know what to do. So this is how I journal my so we start with GU. So GU monthly, we are doing what? We are selling. Okay, this is last week's. So I'll just update this to November. We start from date what? It is date 3 to date 7. Okay, so monthly we are selling, and we are selling to a demand zone. That is very important. So we go to weekly. We move to weekly now and try to look at our buyers. So in the weekly, you can see that we are also in an uptrend. We are in an uptrend, and this is our buy side liquidity. Buy side liquidity. So we will target to take out this liquidity if and until this market comes to this area. Okay, I can remove the FVG now. So there are other things we need to check, that this low here is liquidity. So that means there is every reason for market to come down. There is every reason for this market to come down. There is every reason for this market to come down. So we come to where we have our demand zone here, and try to see if we can refine this to anything in the weekly time frame. Can we refine this to anything? Because this is the order block here, from this area to this area. So I wouldn't want to refine it to this area here. I would want to refine it to this. You see this, the last buy before this cancel here, I would want to refine it to that area there. Okay, so I don't want to refine it to this area because I don't think it will work for me. So what is happening in the weekly? We are still selling, because look at this, we broke these equal lows here. Okay, so we have a BOS to the downside. So that tells you that we are selling in the weekly time frame. We are selling. So this is our work in the weekly time frame. It is to check where this move that broke this structure came from. Where did this move come from? And we need to look at the current market price. We need to look at the current market price. So what do? We try to refine this to this breaker block here. If you can see this breaker block, we try to look for anything that is around this area, because we want to look for a retest move. Okay, we need to see a retest, and then the market continue going down. The market continue going down. So that is where I'll be looking at refining that zone, so that we can look for a sell. And you can see that there is an order block here, so I'll just quickly refine it to the order block here. So this is our weekly order block. Our weekly order block, or that zone there, and then we will refine it in the 4 hour or the daily. So that is our weekly order block. So that means from where I see it in the weekly, if I swing trade, I would not be looking at entering any sell position unless this market comes back here. And then you can see what happened. You can see what happened last week. The market took out this liquidity and closed. Okay, that means this is signaling to you that the market wants to reverse to a certain area and then take out this sell side liquidity. Take out this sell side liquidity. Okay, so we have a bias for the weekly. So in the weekly we are selling, but we are looking for a retracement to our order block, for a retest to our order block. So that is what you will journal here. Okay, so in the weekly we are selling but we expect a retest. Let's say it's a buy retest to an order block. Okay, so this will help you so that as you look for your buyers, it will be very easy for you to know why you are looking for a certain buyers. Why are you looking for a certain buyers? So we've said that since the market took out liquidity and went back up, we know that from Monday this market would want to buy until it gets back to our order block, and then it continues to sell. Okay, so let us look at what is happening in the daily time frame. Now look at this. The market has broken structure severally. We had this, and then we had this. So this is a confirmation that what we are doing now is that we are bearish. This is the daily time frame now. This is telling you that we are what? We are bearish. And then those who trade share took out liquidity and closed inside this candle. That means in the daily time frame, well, it will be confirmed on Monday, but in the daily time frame we are supposed to be looking at what? We are supposed to be looking at buys to. Okay, my internet has decided to misbehave. Am I back now? I think some minutes. Am I back now? I think some minutes. I think I'm back now. Can you check for me, those who are following on YouTube? Am I back? So I think I'm back. I think I am back now. Apologies, I had some issues with my internet. I didn't even know what happened. It just got messy. Just got messy. All right, so I think I can continue from where I've left. So we've said that we expect the market, we expect that this market, if this candle closes as it is, that is on Monday, we know that this is a strong signal for what? This is a strong signal for buying. This is a strong signal for buying. But we will re-enter with a confirmation. And looking at this, the market has already swept liquidity. The market has already swept liquidity, and then it is showing signs of rejection. It is showing signs of rejection. So what we need to do is to come here and try to do what? Try to refine this entry of ours. We try to refine our entry here. We try to refine our entry here. So the first thing I would do is that I would want to refine this entry here to this breaker block. You see this breaker block here, the last sell before this buy, or even this one, this last sell before this buy. So that is where I would want to refine my what? My entry. So instead of going up to this area, because I don't see a reason for this market to come up to until this area. We have a small FVG here. Okay, we have a small FVG there, but as I've seen the market, it is leaving FVGs that are not that strong. So we will want to do something. We will want to do something here so that we understand if the market goes up. If the market goes up, where are we expecting the market to go up to? Now we have these supplies on here, okay, or resistant. We have a resistant area here. If you look at this, we have a resistant area there, and then you see this move from this down to this top. If you take a gun box and draw it like that, okay, you realize that even though this market came and took from the discounted area or the premium area, we have liquidity that has been left here. Okay, where is this thing now? We have liquidity that has been left there. So I would be waiting for this market to come to a POI above this liquidity. Okay, above this liquidity. So that is the highest I'll be waiting this market to come to. I think what we can do is we can just leave the monthly demand zone there. Right now we are currently interested with only this price action, because this is where we currently are. This is where we currently are. So if you look at this, we have this liquidity, we have this liquidity, we have this liquidity. Okay, so we need to look for a POI above the liquidity, and it must be around our what? Our resistance level. So what do? We see this FVG here. You see that there is an FVG here that has not been retested. There is an FVG there that has not been retested, and I don't see any other order block above the FVG. I don't see any other order block above the FVG. So this becomes a very good order block for sell. That becomes a very good order block for what? For sell. So the reason I am marking these zones The reason I am marking these zones is because this is where we expect the market to react from in the future. But the market has already shown signs of selling. Signs of selling. We had this BOS here. Okay, we had that BOS there, and we have another BOS around this area, this one. So today I want to do top-down analysis until we get an entry tomorrow, until we get a place for an entry tomorrow. So we have that BOS. So I was telling you that before we do any trade, we expect that the market will retrace because it has already broken structure down here. It took this liquidity. Okay, and after taking the liquidity, it is showing signs of reversal, a reversal. So we were looking for a sell opportunity around our weekly demand zone. Remember, can you look at this? This was our weekly demand zone. This was our weekly demand zone. All this was our weekly demand zone. And I'm seeing something. I'm seeing like it was retested. Okay, all right, I see that. So we go to the daily time frame, and we have what do we have here? We have this breaker block. You see this breaker block? This is the last sell before this significant buy. Okay, and then we also have this demand zone here, supply zone. We have this supply zone here, there. We have that supply zone there. Sorry. So we need to refine these two entries and ask ourselves, where do we expect the market will come so that it can start, or so that it can continue selling, so that it can continue selling. All right, what I'm seeing here is that we have if we remove the wicks, because I need to see whether the QML is, you see, around that area, that is where the real BOS is. Okay, that is where the real BOS is. So that means I don't see any other reason for the market to go past this area. I don't see any reason for the market to go past this area before it continues with the sell move. So what do? I remove this one. If the market goes past this area, I will not look for selling opportunities until we get to this order block. I hope you are getting where I'm coming from. If the market goes past this area here, because this is what took less liquidity. If the market goes past this area, I will only look for a sell opportunity after the market takes all this liquidity here. But since the market has signified that we are supposed to be selling, so I will refine my entry to around this area. Now look at this. This took out this liquidity here. That liquidity was taken out, and then we have a major FVG here, and it broke structure. That means this move here is a very good place where we can be interested in. That's a very good place where we can be interested in, because it has taken liquidity, and then it has FVG, and it has broken structure. That means there was a lot of selling pressure from this area. So we rename our weekly order block to daily order block. So that becomes what? That becomes our daily order block, this one. And this is the order block I am talking about, this one, or this area. And as you can see, it aligns with a BOS here. It aligns with a BOS. It aligns with a BOS. KC, if you want to zoom out, if you look at the left here, let me see whether I'll be able to see this. If you look at the left here, there is a zoom in button. There is a button and then it has a plus. So that is. Are we back now? Are we back? Are we back? Are we back? All right. I think we are back. I apologize. I don't know what is happening with my internet today, but anyway, we will get there. We will get there. So I hope we remember where we've left from. Yeah. So someone is telling me or asking me to explain between an order block and a POI. An order block is actually a POI. A POI is what we call point of interest. Okay? Point of interest. So there are many points of interest. We have, I'll talk about 3 for now. We have 3 different types of interest. So number 1, we have an order block. Number 2, we have a breaker block. And then number 3, we have FVG. Okay, these are one of the most used point of interest. So what you do is once you identify an order block or a point of interest, now you can refine it to either an order block, a breaker block, FVG, and other systems that people use for entries. And before we are done with this class, I'll show you how you do entries in and around an order block. So we will understand how you identify or how you make entries around an order block. Okay, so apologies for digress. Today the internet has just decided to be useless. It has just decided to be useless, but all the same, we have to keep moving. 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 So I think we still remember our bias for the monthly and the weekly. We are now in the daily, trying to build a bias. Apologies. Today my internet has just decided to be useless. But anyway, we continue. We have to continue. We have to continue. So I hope we can now hear me. Frank, can you hear me now? Frank, unanisikia? Nice voice, no voice for teaching. So I hope you can hear me now. I'm back. Please, TikTok people, tell me if you can hear me. Thank you, Lillian. So let's continue. Don't get lost. This is GBPUSD. Take these notes to next week. They will really help you. And then once you get here, please like the video, share the video, so that we at least reach some more people. So we've said that we have a valid order block here because it has swept liquidity, it has FVG, and it broke structure. So that means we will be waiting for this market to come to around this area so that we look for more opportunities to sell. So we need to refine this area. We need to refine this area. We need to refine it in the 4-hour time frame, and then I'll show you how we will look for entries. So we'll just move to the 4-hour, and let us see what we have. We are in the 4-hour time frame now. If you have trading view, you can open your trading view and mark these zones. You can mark these zones in your trading view. You can mark the zones in your trading view. So this is where we are. What happens, what drives the market is liquidity. Liquidity is what drives the market. Liquidity is what drives the market. So we have a few things here. Okay, of course you can see all right. If I make it one, I hope you'll be able to see. So can you see well now with that one? Sawa. If you can see this is good. This is good. I just wanted to zoom it so that those who are following from the phone can also be able to see what is happening. Okay, so look at this. We said, this is what we said, that we are coming from the daily time frame, and we saw that something is happening. We have a valid order block here, because if you look at this, we have FVG here, and we have what we call inverted FVG. Let me show you. You see this one? That is inverted FVG. Inverted FVG. So we know that one of the movers of the market, is the inverted FVG. Oh my God. The first one was okay. Now you cannot see, Lillian. You are not able to see my screen well. I can take back the first one. I'll try to minimize this one like that. Can you see well now? Lillian, are you able to see well? All right, perfect. Perfect. Now look at this. We said this is the order block we are trying to refine, and we got this order block from the daily time frame. And what we do here is, once we refine this, we will not refine further. We will wait for this order block, or we will wait for the market to come here, and then we get our entries. So we've said the market will never go up or down unless there is FVG. FVG drives the market. So once you look at this, you need to ask yourself, not FVG, sorry, liquidity drives the market. FVG is part of liquidity. So we need to check what do we expect that will be happening around this area. So we've said there is an IFVG or inverted FVG. So let me show you how you identify order blocks. So make sure you follow this as much as you can. You see, this is a breaker block. Okay, and all these zones are in our, all these zones, let me change the color so that I don't confuse you. So the ones that have changed the color to white are the order blocks we have inside our order block. Okay, these are the order blocks, or the order blocks we have inside our order blocks. So we have this, and this is what is called a breaker block. I want to zoom so that you all can see. If you use the line chart here, if you use the line chart, I'm not sure whether we are seeing this. I can change the color of this to white so that we can see. Lines. Where do I even change it now? Status line. Okay, symbol. All right, here we are. All I do yellow. Good. Can you see my line chart now? Very clear. So we have three things that are happening here. Okay, we have three things. We have what we call QML area. Those who are from my class, you will understand there is something we call quasi-model level. Okay, quasi-model. So here, this is where our QML is. You see around this area here, that is where our QML is. Now you use this as conference, because if I go back to the charts, you can see that this is where we have the IFVG. Okay, so this is how you mark out your zones for you to get the most probable zone. Okay, so you know all this red candle is inside our area here. So I don't want to confuse you, so that I want to go very slowly. So if you look at this, this is a breaker block. It's a breaker block because the market broke structure here. The market broke structure here. So this is a breaker block. Let me remove this. So this is one of the areas we could have expected that the market will revisit and go back. But look at this. It was revisited with this week. This week disqualified this breaker block. Okay, this week disqualified this breaker block, and it is inside our zone. So what I usually do, I will come and mark that week like that. Okay, I will come and mark that week like that, and so we can call this an interim order block. That means the market can decide, I will not go back here. Once I get to this, it has enough liquidity. I can take from that liquidity and continue selling. I hope you're getting the point. All right. The second thing is where we have the QML. Now, those who are from my group, you know that the market reacts from two points of interest. One is where we have the BB, the breaker block, and the main move will always come from the QML. So that means, you see, we have liquidity here. So we have the market has every reason to go above the liquidity. And you should not look for a POI below the liquidity. Okay? This is the 4-hour time frame. You should not look for a POI below this. This is the last liquidity we are saying. The last liquidity we are saying. Okay? This is the last liquidity we are saying. So I can see money in several places here. I can see money in several places here. And then if you look at this, we have FVG. This is what will be used to take people out tomorrow. You see, we have FVG. We have FVG here. So FVG is above our liquidity, and it is also around our QML. No, around a breaker block. This was the last low that was taken before this move happened. Okay, this was the last low that was taken. So we have a BB here, a breaker block here. So if I see something like this, because these are the 3 points the market will react from. This is GBPUSD. These are the 3 levels the market will react from tomorrow. And this is what I want my people from the group to trade tomorrow. This is how I want you to trade tomorrow. You see those 3 areas. Those 3 areas. These 2 areas will be areas of these 2 areas will be areas of inducement. So early sellers will sell from here and maybe target this low. Okay, they will sell from here, target this low, and then the market will sell. It will surely sell, I'm telling you. So what you'll do tomorrow, I'll also be in these sales, is that I'll look for a sell here and then look for like a few pips, like 20-30 pips. If the market decides to continue selling, I don't have a problem. I'll just look for a retest. But I'm sure this is what will happen. This is what will happen. The market will come, it will sell a bit, it will go up, it will sell a bit, then it will come now to the main area and sell. So all these early sellers will be taken out. All the early sellers will be taken out. All the early sellers. So that means the last place that I will be looking for a sell is this area. So we call this our main FVG order block or POI, that area. So this might happen tomorrow, it might not happen. No, on Monday, it might not happen on Monday. Because this is what happens, when people see these moves, this move, they will come and look for a buy. They will say that the market has changed character. We are now doing what? We are buying. And then they will look for a POI around that area. Like that. And then they will target these highs. There is a video I did explaining this. Kindly go and check it. There is a video I did explaining how early buyers are usually taken out. Okay, so they will come look for another buy okay, this is the buy they will take, and then they will target this area, but the market will look like it is coming to their level, and then it will come and take them out like that, So please, those from my group and everyone else, this is what you should expect. This is what, because I'm not refining this further, we will now take entries in the 15 minutes. I'll not refine this further. So tomorrow you look at these areas. When the market comes to this breaker block, it must react, and this reaction can be even about 40-50 pips. This is GBPUSD, even about 40-50 pips. So yours will be waiting for the market to come to the sell area and then sell the market a bit, like 10 from 20 pips, and then leave. Don't be greedy, because the moment the market reacts from this area, this must be taken out, and then this will also be taken out, and then this will be the main POI. The reason this and this will be taken out, we've said this, let me push this a bit so that you understand what I'm saying. This is another area of interest, because the market broke structure in 3 phases: the first one, the second one, and then the third one. So what we usually do is, if we are looking for a breaker block, we look for a breaker block from the last low, or maybe if we are looking for a QML. That is why I drew this one here, and then everywhere you see something like this, especially in the higher time frame now, like what we are doing now, everywhere you see something like this, FVG here, because we expected when the market gets to this FVG, it sells, okay, or it buys, because this is what happened. There is an FVG here, and the market was moving up. So we expected when the market comes to the FVG, it will tap and then buy. But what happened? This FVG was disrespected, and the market continued to sell, and it created another FVG. This is the 4-hour time frame. So it created another FVG. This becomes a crazy area of interest. This is GBPUSD. Kindly, when you get here, like the video and share this broadcast, please. Can you see this IFVG is one of the greatest areas where the market makers will want to come and do what? They will want to come and take their orders from there. So I want to show you another thing. Of course, we know about Fibonacci, so that we try to check if we are around our areas. Now look at this, because according to ICT, the best area to enter the market is around this area, 0.75. Let me remove this so that you can see. Can you see my fib? Okay, around this area. So this is what we call the optimal trade entry, and you see it is part of what we've marked here. So that is telling you that we have confluence. The reason I have marked 3 phases here is because if you can look at what is happening with the GU, there's a lot of selling pressure. And then I have marked this just around or above the liquidity. And most of the times, once the market takes liquidity, most of the times it has no business going up most of the times. So I have marked these 3 areas here. I will scale in. I'll just take a few pips maybe to around this breaker block. You see there's a breaker block here, so I'll just take few pips around this breaker block, and if the market continues to go down, I will scale down. Now I will scale in, but I know that there is an order block up here, there is another order block up here, and from where I sit, this is the best order POI to take from, the best POI to take from. So that one has worked. We can also try to look at the volume profile. I don't know whether I learn it from there to there and try to see. We are just trying to look for conference. We are just trying to look for conference. Okay, coordinates, visibility. We just try to look for conference so that we make sure that we are in the right place. So let me try to look at this. So we are trying to look for where we had much selling pressure above the 50%. So you can be using this to get conference. You can be using this to get conference from up to down here, but this will only be confirmed if we break this high here. This is the 4 hours. So we are just trying to look at anything above this area. So I can just remove this. And so let us try to see in our, where we have our order blocks, where did we have the most selling pressure? The most selling pressure. So look at this. You see where we have the BB, we had some selling pressure here. We have 1.7K and so forth and so forth. Let me change this to white so that you can see. But look at this area. Okay, look at this area. Can you see from this area here, this is where we had most of the sellers. This area here, this is where we had most of the sellers. That tells you that a lot of sellers was around this area. So when the market gets to that area, okay, this area, and this is where we have our order block. So that is just conference to tell you that what we are doing will actually hold. Now you can try to be looking for these small buys, and this is what you do. If the market breaks structure, this one, you look for a retest and then you buy with this one. So what I'll do, so that I'm not left by this move tomorrow, is to mark all this area as my buy POI. So all that area, but I will want the market to break that first so that we have something like that. Okay, but we can go to the lower time frame. With 4 hours you can use 30 minutes or 15 minutes. 30 minutes or 15 minutes. So the same thing here. You see what is happening? The market tried to break this high. The market tried to break this high here. So tomorrow I'll be patient. once actually this one, once that one is broken like that, I'll look for buying opportunities towards that area there, towards my area there. So tomorrow, once I get this one move, because tomorrow I just need one move. Actually, I can even be patient, because trading is about patience, and wait for the market to take that high. And then once this high is taken, look for a retest. Just that. Look for a retest entry. So once that high is taken, I'll be very patient. May God help me. I'll be very patient to wait until that high is taken. That high there. And this is like how many pips? Just 19 pips. So once that high is taken, I will come back here and make sure that all this sell side liquidity has been taken out. All this is sell side liquidity. Then I'll come and refine my POI around this area. Around that area. And then I look for a buy. Where do I target? I will target here, and then I'll be scaling in. And that is it for GU. Now I hope we have entries for tomorrow. I hope we have entries for tomorrow for GU, GBPUSD. Yeah. So that will be my entry criteria. That will be my entry criteria for tomorrow. This one. That one. Because if you look at this is a very clean order block, because it took liquidity here. It took liquidity around that area. But the reason I have an issue is because it is closing all the FVG areas. So unless I see this taken out and then the market comes back, I'll not be willing to lose money. I will not be willing to lose money. Yeah. So that is GBPUSD. Let's now move to EU. Let's move to EU. So if you look at this, I had already done some, and I have limit orders. I think I have to remove them because now it's okay. So if you look at this, if you look at EU, I think I should remove everything here. We start EU because the movements are almost the same with GU, so that we move fast. If you look at this, it will tell you that in the weekly time frame we are crazily bearish. We are bearish, BOS. And so our current trading range is this area here. And when you look at where the market is currently, we are in a premium area. So what should we be looking at? We should be looking at sales. We should be looking at selling. So if I look at this, we have already taken most of the liquidity. We've taken the last liquidity here. We've taken the last liquidity, and we bought, or we sold from a QML. Can you look at that? We sold from a QML and from an area of demand. Okay, QML at area of demand. So I'm not expecting this market to go beyond that point completely. I'm not expecting. Well, there is one more cash swing high here. There is one more cash swing high there, and we can call that also liquidity. No, yeah, this has not been taken out. So that is liquidity, and then we have an FVG here. So we can call this a point of interest. So if the market comes back there, we can try to look for interest. We can try to look for selling opportunities, but I don't think it is coming back there anytime soon. So if you look at the weekly time frame, we are very bearish. We are very bearish. So let's look at what is happening in the daily time frame. So as I've said, the market is just taking liquidity. That is liquidity being taken. That is not a BOS, that is liquidity being taken. And then you can see what the market is doing. This was the first break of market structure or change of character, however you want to call it, that one. And then just recently, this was yesterday, the market took this equal loss here. So what this tells you is that we are crazily bearish. We are bearish. We are bearish. So because the market has broken this structure, we should look for what? We should look for opportunities to sell the market. We should look for opportunities to sell the market. Okay, having said that, so what we need to look at, or what we need to look for, is where do we sell this market from? Where do we sell this market from? Now, I'm not seeing why the market should come to this area. So I'll be looking for selling opportunities around this BOS here. Because if you look at this, there was a break of market structure. Okay. So let me try to look for a breaker block around this area. This is, we are analyzing now EURUSD around this area. Once I get that, I think I'll be good to go with this. So we go to the 4 hours. We go to the 4 hours. And then look at this. We have liquidity here. We have liquidity there. And then we have two things. We have this supply zone there, and we have FVG. My preference, I don't like trading FVG. I don't like trading FVG. So I will refine my area to this order block. And if you look at this, we have a breaker block here. So this mitigated this breaker block. So that means that all the money is in this order block. But then I've seen something. This order block was mitigated by this week. Okay, by that week over there. That tells me that that week has all the money. This week has all the money. And those from my group, I teach you that we have two ways how to trade the week. The first way is what? The base of the week. So if you take a trade from the base of the wick, your stop loss is at the 50% there, and then if you take at the 50%, your stop loss is that area, around that area. Okay, around that area. So I'll be looking out for this in the near future. I'll also be looking out at this FVG. This FVG. So because the order block above was mitigated, so this is what I'll mark this. I will mark this as a mitigated order block, because this is the wick that mitigated this order block, and I will mark this as unmitigated fair value gap. Unmitigated fair value gap. And most of the times, unmitigated fair value gaps are very valid. Now let me show you what you can do with this. If you divide this with a gun box into two, you will have two order blocks here. You will have an order block at the base and an order block at the 50%. So let's go to 3 hours. Let's see whether we see something. At the 50%, I can see this, but that's still not enough for me. This is what? This is 1 hour, and in the 1 hour, if I look at the base, I'm not seeing anything serious. But if I look at the 50%, I'm seeing a breaker here. I'm seeing a breaker block there. Okay. So let's go to 30 minutes. Let's go to 30 minutes. At the base, still I cannot see anything. At the 50%, my breaker block still stands. Into 15 minutes. At the base, nothing yet. Here I can see this resistant area here. Or support area. So when the market comes back to that support area, the support broken becomes resistance. So what I'll do, I will mark this as that way, and then remove my gun box, and that is where I'll be waiting my market to come to. That is where I'll be waiting my market to come to. Once the market gets to that place and it changes character, I'll now be looking for sales. I'll be looking for sales on EU. If the market goes past this area, because I can see two things. I can see there is some liquidity here. This is almost relative equal highs, and there is a swing high here. So these two areas also would be my area of interest, especially if there is news next week, which we will look at. We will see whether we will look at the fundamentals also for next week. We'll look at the fundamentals for next week. So with that, I think we are done with EU. The only thing I'll look at is how do I look for an opportunity to buy the market. And I don't usually recommend trading against the trade. I do not recommend at all. But if this high is broken, or taken out, I will look for a retest. retest entry. So if this high gets taken out, I look for a retest entry which is around this area, which is around that area. So you can call this a buy POI, but this is 15 minutes. It's dangerous to look for an 15 minutes. Yeah, this is the candle, that the last candle before the impulsive move. So you can look at that now to, and you see there is an order block here. There is an order block here. So that is how I will trade this. That is how I will trade this move if only this high is taken, and then I look for a retest, and then we buy just small buys because the overall trade is bearish. So I'll not be looking at big moves. Maybe I can buy until around this area of resistance and support. Yeah, if it is broken, I look for another buy until around this area. And that is how we will trade EU tomorrow. That is how we will trade EU tomorrow. So let us move to AUD. Tutamaliza na gold. Najua watu wa gold mnawashwa kuwashwa. Oi. Gold people. Gold people. You gold people. So I think for AU, I can use the analysis I had already made. AU is buying, and if there is a pair that is giving me headache is AU, because I don't understand why it is buying while other pairs are selling. But look at this, we had a break of market structure here. We had a BOS there, and there's another BOS here. So we are looking at taking out this one. So we are looking at taking out that one. That is liquidity. Tunaenda gold bana. Tulieni watu wa gold hamnaga patience. Gold people, you don't have patience. You don't have patience. Mtaki warambe kesho. All right. So that is what I am seeing kwa AU. That is what I am saying. So I'm seeing a bearish move. I'm seeing a bearish move. So let me see whether we'll see anything in the daily time frame. So in the daily time frame, what I didn't see here last week was that this was a liquidity swept. That was liquidity swept, and so we are not expecting the market to go up. We are expecting the market to go down. That is what I had not seen. My God, dear man, I kitted in it all. So we have a change of character here, a BOS, and we have another one here. We have another BOS here. So what are we looking at? We are looking for opportunities to sell the market. Opportunities to sell this market. What I was doing is very crazy because I was looking for buys. So I had not seen what is happening here. So look at this, we had a BOS here, so I think we can remove that. We had a BOS here to the downside, but I cannot see any area of interest here. So let's see what we have in the 4 hours. So this is the move that this is the move that caused all this BOS, but this order block was retested by this one. So the only order block we have here that has not been retested is this one. So this should be our sell POI. So when the market gets to this area, we will look for what? We will look for sales. We will look for sales. And then we have liquidity here. This swing high here is liquidity. The time frame here is 4 hours. This is 4 hours, and this is AU. This is AU in 4 hours time frame. So let's see whether in 3 hours we can refine this a bit. Not really. I'd leave it as it is, because once the liquidity is taken out at the FVG, and this FVG is taken out, what I am seeing here, because this is the QML area where we have the FVG. Okay, this can work, yes, as another block. Let me see whether there is anything in the okay. So when I look at above this liquidity here, I'm not seeing any reason why the market should go up, because there is no FVG, there is no liquidity, there is nothing. So I would refine this to this breaker block here, because this breaker block, the conference is FVG. You see, we have FVG, so refine it to that, this one. We have FVG and it is above the liquidity. It is above the liquidity. So in 1 hour, I'll just wait for this market to take these highs, tap from the FVG, and then I should expect that this market now sells. This market sells to and takes out all this liquidity, all that liquidity, and then I'll be scaling in. I will be scaling in. I will be scaling in. So we can wait for that tomorrow in AUD. In AUD, we can wait for that tomorrow. If you look at this, liquidity was already taken out here. The liquidity that was remaining was taken out here. It took out liquidity here. You look at that. So once the market takes out maybe this liquidity, this one, now I have every reason to refine this to this order block there, which aligns with my breaker block. Actually, it aligns like 100%. So that is where I'll be looking for entries for sales. So where will I be looking for entries for buys? For buys, actually I was already in this buy. If you can look at this, the market just tapped to my area and it was just buying. But for me to be safe, I don't think I have. Maybe I look for a retest. Maybe I look for a retest here, which has already happened. You see, the retest has already happened. The market broke structure here and then came and took from this POI here. So I'm not expecting that this market will come down, and so I'll not be involved in this pair AUD unless it takes liquidity. So I'm not looking for any buys. So gold people, we are here now. Gold people, you are waiting for this. The crazy pair is gold. Crazy pair, crazy pair. We are here in the crazy pair. So monthly, what is happening with gold? We see a strong rejection in the monthly. We've been buying. So it is good to mark that area, because if the market is to come down, it will come out down to around this area. But let us, before we even mark anything in the monthly, we agree that gold is bullish. What is happening in the weekly time frame? In the weekly time frame, we still agree that that gold is still bullish. Okay, we had some double tops there, and this is what is causing the sell. So I would want to ask myself, if this market sells, it is supposed to sell until where? This will be the first place I will put my resistance. So that will be the first place I will put my resistance, around that area. What about looking for a sell opportunity? I wouldn't look for a sell opportunity from the weekly time frame because I cannot see anything. Let's do daily. And we can see, at least now there is something. We can see that the market broke structure here. Okay, so it is giving you signs that we want to do what? We want to sell. And you can see the selling pressure was too much, and then we have liquidity over here. We have liquidity over there, and then we have an order block here. This is a sell order block. That's a sell order block. But then I need to see whether this sell order block took previous liquidity, because if it did not, we cannot call it an order block. So if you look at this, completely zoomed, don't worry, it took out liquidity there. Okay, liquidity was taken out there, and then our order block has FVG, which is another reason to mark it as an order block. And then it has what? It broke structure downwards. It broke the previous low. This was the previous low. So this was our trading range here. Okay, and it broke that previous low. That means that we can use this order block, or we can see that the market is showing signs of selling. So admin, even if I use order, because I cannot use order if I don't execute in order. Me, I use trade locker. That is what I use to execute. And if trade locker is telling me that the market has been broken, we do not have it, because I cannot take this as a liquidity sweep. If this is what we were doing, we are printing lower lows, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher low, higher high. So if this is my trading range, if it is taken out, I cannot call that a liquidity sweep. I cannot call that a liquidity sweep. And then my broker is telling me that this was taken with a body. But for avoidance of doubt and for the sake of the advice I've gotten from admin, let's see what order is saying. Let me see what is happening here. I don't know why my trading view is not opening. I don't know why my trading view is not opening. Okay. This is gold. We are trying to analyze gold here. And gold has decided that it will not. I want to open trading view and see what my brother here is saying, whether it is true. But my broker is telling me that this was a complete change of character. That is what my broker is telling me. So we have trading view here. It's either the internet is slow or something is happening. I don't know why trading view is not opening. Or the liquidity is not showing on order. Why is my my trading view like this? Do you have an issue with trading view or what is happening? Because it's not opening completely. There is a broker angle. Nitamuuliza. Nitamuuliza. Lazima niulize broker. Otherwise, it is possible for you to say that it is a change of character and then upate kimekurambis. It is possible. It is possible. By the way, is your trading view opening? Mine has refused to open. Oh, trading view is doing something, Probably that is why it is not, because I don't understand why it is not opening. Even if they have a change, at least it is supposed to open. Inazunguka tu. All we give it time. It is opening on your side. No, I cannot see my pairs here. And you see even the app itself. Even the app itself is not opening. Oh, it has opened. Someone has prayed for it. Gold enthusiasts. Gold enthusiasts have prayed for it. Now, let us look at this and we look at order. This gold is from GBE brokers. This is odd. This is even better. So we go to we are in a weekly time frame, or where were we? No, this was daily time frame. Daily time frame. This is odd admin. I want you to look at this. You tell me whether it's making sense. So the first thing I do is to check whether this move that is happening here took liquidity. Okay? Because if it did not take liquidity, it tells me that all this move is fake. All this move is fake. Ukifanya analysis, don't be lazy. You have to look at these things. Can you look at this? This is order, by the way. Are you able to look at this? Now, there was a liquidity sweep here. I don't know whether you can see from where you are. Let me make this one. There was a liquidity sweep. And immediately after that liquidity sweep, gold started to sell. Okay? So, let's assume we are looking at market structure and order flow. Okay? We are looking at what? Market structure and order flow. Gold unatafuta XAUUSD. XAUUSD. So let us start from here. Okay? This is higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and then we have a higher high. Okay, this is order flow now. Order flow. Now, what is our trading range? Is that now it is from this low to this high. Sasa, from that low to that high. So, if the market goes below this low, the market has changed character. Una type XAUUSD. XAUUSD. Itakuja. Search hivyo nani? Grims. Search hivyo. So, admin, are you here? I hope you are following this. This was our last trading range. From this low to this high. From that low to that high. And then, if you look at this, even if you want to tell me that this is liquidity sweep, this cannot be liquidity sweep, and it has swept with the body. What it did, the first was a sweep, this one, but now this one is not a sweep. This one is not a sweep. This is a change of character. This is a change of character. Okay, that's a change of character. And to me, okay, of course, you see, when you are trading, you have to wait for confirmations. You have to wait for confirmation. Look at this. This is liquidity that was left. That was liquidity that was left in the market. Okay. So, I wouldn't have any issue with having this as my order block. And the reason I'll have this as my order block is because this order block swept liquidity, it has FVG, and it broke structure. Even if you call this BOS, don't even call it a change of character, call it a BOS. It means that this one is a valid order block. Valid 100%. That is a valid order block. And so, what that tells me is that if I go to the 4 hours and now try to refine my entry, The good thing with gold is it does not have a lot of things that can disappoint you. If you go to the 4 hours and try to look for an entry, you try to look for an entry, I can see a few things here if I am following my order block. One is what is this breaker block here, the last sell before that buy. I can see that one here, and I think that is, to me, that is what is closest to the liquidity. You see, when this move was happening, this liquidity was not swept. This liquidity was not swept. Okay, this liquidity was not swept. So for me, I'll be waiting for gold around this area. Of course, you have to use confirmation, so I'll just go to the 15 minutes. I'll go to the 15 minutes. I can use the aggressive entry. I actually love aggressive entries. I love aggressive entries. Where are we? You see? Is it my internet that is slow? Why? How comes it's so slow? So slow, Bana. So slow. It is not loading what is happening here. But I'm seeing what is happening with order. It's the same thing that is happening with my broker. It's the same thing. So you come to 4 hours. When I come to 4 hours, the PY that is closest to the liquidity is this breaker here. This breaker block, the last sell before this significant buy, that one. And where is the confluence? You can see that there is FVG here. You can see that there is FVG here. So when the market comes here, me, I don't even, I can try to take an aggressive entry. It is possible. Me, I can do that. I can do that. I can do that. And then when you look at this, this is where all this move started. So there are a lot of things here I can use. So I'll have to wait for the market to come. Once the market comes here and changes character, I take the sell. If it does not happen, I still do not lose. Okay? I still will not lose. Hapa hakuna kulose, nita lose. Nothing. I will not lose anything. So that is my analysis on gold. So once the market comes here, I take the sell to around that area, and then I can hold it to the last swing low. Okay, if you tell me that this was a sweep of liquidity, admin sijui kama bado kwa hii nini. Is admin still here in this live? This should be sell side liquidity. Admin, if you are here and you look at this, even if it was sweeping liquidity, you can see that the market did not create any valid order block. It did not. It did not create any valid order block. So this is liquidity. This swing low is liquidity, and it will be taken out. It will be taken out. So me, when I see that the market comes to around this area, I'll look for buys. I'm actually going to set an alarm there. When the market gets to that area, so what is happening? Closing maximum registration is 30 days. So yeah, if the market gets to that area, I'll be looking for these sell opportunities, and I will sell around here without even blinking an eye. And so that is what it is in gold. If you want to catch this buy that is happening right now, if you want to catch this buy, let us do the analysis in 4 hours. Let's say you want to catch the buy that is happening. Let me remove the sell side liquidity. You just use what? You just use order flow. You just use order flow. So the market must come to around this area, and you continue to buy. So that means this is the trading range that we are currently in the 4 hours. This is the trading range that we are currently in. So what do? First, you take the gun box and make sure that it is buying from a premium area. So what can you see in the premium area? I'm not seeing anything in the 4 hours. Nothing yet. All right. Okay. Can I use this one? You see that? That's an order block for buy. And actually I'll leave this one. Tomorrow I'll just wait for the market to come around this area. Once it changes character, let me see whether I can refine this. You can refine this to that area. You can refine that to that area. What else do we have in the 30 minutes? Can you see we have FVG here? So that tells you sorry, that tells you that this is liquidity that should be taken out. That is liquidity that should be taken out. Let me remove the gun box. So once the liquidity has been taken out, we have inverted fair value gap here, which is a very good place to take a trade. Can you see that? This is IFVG. This is gold, my friend, expensive. This is gold. So this gives me confidence. This gives me confidence. And then you have to check if this took liquidity on the left. I told you, these things, they are not as difficult as they seem. So what it did is that it just came to the area of demand, and that is why we are seeing this buy. That is why we are seeing that buy. So what will I be? So I'll not be involved in gold unless it comes to this area and then moves. You see, it has to take all this sell side liquidity. Sell side liquidity. Hii ni gold. Mr. Gogi. Mr. Grims, this is gold. And you see, the first one was taken. The first liquidity was taken. So I'm expecting the second one and the third one. Okay? The second one and the third one. So, if you look at this move that took, just allow me to call this change of character. This move here, and then this move went back to this order block here. But I need to see, yeah, it took liquidity here, this order block. Okay, this order block took liquidity here. It has FVG, it has broken structure. So if I want to sell with this this small sell that is happening, I'll wait for it here. That is where I'll wait for it. So I move with it until where we have the last liquidity, which is here, which is that area. So actually I'll be waiting for this move tomorrow. Gold blue account. Gold is not for the faint-hearted. Gold is not for the faint-hearted. Gold can even blow 20 of your accounts and it will not feel bad. It will not feel bad. Thank you, Mr. Chamuka. Yes, this is gold. This is gold. So guys, look at this. This is what I'm telling you. This order block here has taken liquidity, this liquidity. It has, of course, all this FVG that is being retested here, and it broke structure here. So once gold comes back to this area, and this is 30 minutes, once gold comes back to this area, I'm not thinking about anything else. I'll just take that sell. I'll just take this sell and target the last liquidity, the last sell side liquidity. Then once the market gets here, all I'll be looking to see is a change of character in 5 minutes, even in 1 minute. In 1 minute, as long as it is in my area, as long as it is in my area, even if I see a change of character in 1 minute, I take that buy, and I will take that buy and hold it until where we have the last liquidity. So now this is unless there is news, because if there is news we have to wait. Okay, because there is liquidity below, you can just give it some room to breathe, and then target what? Target that area. But we've already said, based on every technical analysis, gold is selling. Gold is selling. Yeah, gold is selling. So we come, look for this small sell, we look for this buy, target the buy side liquidity. It will come to our main order block, the sell order block, and then we will continue to sell. We will continue to sell and target to take out this low here. That will be our take profit. And because probably I'll be here on Wednesday, you will see whether this analysis will work. You will see whether it will work. You will see it. You will see whether it will work. So this is all I'll be looking at tomorrow on gold. But of course, when it comes to gold, make sure you manage your losses or you go back to the village. I want to do the last analysis because it's already 8 on index 100. Now index, no, not index 100, sorry, on what, on dollar index. Fia mtu ameosha, especially na mtu anakuja ikiwa chafu nise. Tutaangalia maneno tutaangalia hii maneno, tutaangalia. Na ukifika huku at least una like hii video, at least tufike hata 10k likes. Naona the information I'm giving you for free is crazy information. Crazy information. You know, my name's SMC trader, so I see a lot of things that other people do not see. I see a lot of things that other people do not see. Actually, he unaona hii sell ukichukua, because there is a support area here. Unaweza hold up to somewhere here, but this is the sell that will take us this liquidity. This is the sell that will take us this liquidity. So for people who read EURUSD and EURUSD also, actually, I'm now going to analyze two more pairs. So imeenda. Saudi imeenda mara tu. Naona kama huko Saudi kasa. Iko na echo. Saudi haifai kuwa na echo. Sijui kwa nini iko na echo. Ni sasa. Acha nisikize nijue rada. Two. 1 2. 1 2. 1 2. Okay. Maki yangu imefanya nini? Sasa hivi tulikuwa tunaenda vizuri. What is happening? What is happening? Nikienda hata kama moja nitengeneze hesabu. Sasa utafanya nini sasa? Kafanyaje? Let me start it. Sai kwaje? Do you have any imerudi? I think ilikuwa inataka tu kusturiwa kidogo. Imesikia gold ikashtuka. Hakuna mtu anapenda gold. Imesikia gold ikaona ni kama nitarudi ushago. Tutaangalia UJ. Niko na another like 20 minutes and then I leave this place. So, by the way, hii video iko YouTube, I'm live on YouTube. Utaangalia MJFX Academy. And then you will tell me whether this will not play out. And I don't think we have. Do you have any major news tomorrow? I'm sorry, my people. I'm using English. English only. Let us see the news we have this week. USD. Okay, USD. Maybe from Wednesday. And Wednesday is far. Wednesday is far. And we will also look at the fundamentals, maybe the news, what is happening. But because the trading week looks clean, this is what to expect. So let us try to look at dollar index. This is the mover and shaker of EURUSD and at gold. EURUSD at gold. This is what shakes those two things. So once we get the right analysis on dollar, on dollar index, it would be very easier for us to know what is happening. What is happening with euro and gold. So this to me looks like a sweep of liquidity or a stop hunt. That one. And then the market broke a major resistance level. This is dollar index. This is one of the best pairs, not a pair, like an index to check for you to know how to trade euro and gold. Dollar index. S or R. What do you mean, Jemo? What do you mean? Dollar index. This is dollar index. So that means we are bearish. Kwa dollar index. So we need to check what is happening. Okay, this is where all this move started. This area. That is where the move started. So let's go to the weekly and see. So what is happening in the weekly time frame is the same thing. The market has changed character to the downwards. This was just a sweep of liquidity. The market was coming to sweep all this liquidity that was above here. So we need to look for a POI around this area. Okay, we have liquidity here. We have a buy side liquidity here. And then around our QML, this is the order block we have, because this was the last buy before this sell and it was mitigated by this one. So we can do what? I don't trade dollar index because it's the spread is crazy. So we have another block POI here. So that means, okay, the people that this is even very good. Nimewambia what? Gold will sell. Do you know why? Because dollar index is buying. That is what I've just told you. Actually, I've not even mata jakauka. What is that in English? For the people who are following me from other countries. Like I've just told you this what will happen with gold. Dollar index, everything is telling us that it is supposed to come and take out all this liquidity. Okay, this is liquidity over here. This liquidity over here. You see this? This liquidity over here. And that is why you see this impulsive move. That is why gold is selling. That is the main reason why gold is selling. That is the main reason. So what do we expect? Weekly, we are bullish. You see, we closed bullish. And you can look at this. This came and took out this liquidity. The same thing that is happening with gold. The same thing that is happening with gold. And then what is happening? It is just buying. So what do? We try to look for a buying opportunity. We try to look for a buying opportunity. That was, it took out liquidity there. So look at this. Before this liquidity is taken, we have to come and take out this liquidity. This one. Okay? Before the buy side liquidity is taken, this one, the immediate one, you see we've broken structure here. Okay? That's a BOS. So before this is broken, the market will come take from this, around this area, and then what will happen? It will sell up to where we have the order block. Now look at this. This order block was retested by this order block, but this order block has not been retested. And what is above the order block? It is liquidity. You know that we usually look for an opportunity to the POI that is nearest to the liquidity. And this is the POI I'm seeing in the daily time frame. So this is the POI that we will do what? That we will try to refine in the lower time frame. So we come to 4 hours. Come to 4 hours. You can see where our liquidity is. So this is what we are talking about. All this good move here. So where do you refine that to? You see, you have this. What do we call this now? An order block here. We have an order block here, and we have FVG. You see this gap? This gap that was not filled. It is imbalance in the market. So that gives us confluence. That gives us confluence. That gives us confluence. So this is where dollar index will be coming. So this is what we expect. Okay, I want to take you step by step, especially if you have been following. For those who are saying that gold will be buying, if you are following. So, okay, let me actually refine this. Let me refine this move. You will thank me later for this analysis for this week. If you are serious this week, you should make money. You see this? Took out that liquidity, and then there is all this move here. All this move. So, I can see this breaker block here. I can see that breaker block, which in my own opinion, I think it is one of the best places the market can reverse, although we still have this order block here that has not been retested. That has not been retested. So you can take this, all this move, once the market changes character, you look for selling opportunities. Now look at this. Because gold moves the opposite of dollar index, moves the opposite. So what are we expecting? We are expecting this to buy to this order block. So what are we supposed to see with gold? We are supposed to see gold sell to a certain order block. Let us go to gold. Let us see what is happening with gold. This is one of the best analysis you will see on internet. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I think we had marked this. Okay. This is where we are. So, can you look at this? We are saying, let me go back to NDX 100. And this is 4 hour. So in gold, we go to 4 hour. So we have gold here, and we have what? We have index, dollar index here. So we say this is our expectation. The market will come up to another block here. So what is gold supposed to be doing? If dollar index is going up, we expect gold to be selling. What were our analysis? We said that gold will sell to this order block, okay, as dollar index is buying to this order block, gold is selling to this order block. And then what will happen? This is the most crazy thing we'll see. The most crazy thing you'll see. So what will happen? We will have one great sell towards this liquidity. So what are we expecting gold to do? If this is selling, this will be buying. Are you seeing that, my friends? This will be buying, and it will be buying towards what? Towards liquidity. And dollar index is doing what? It is selling towards liquidity. Is this thing hard? Admin, where are you? This guy aliniambia that was admin, kuja hapa uniambia whether this is working. Okay, so this whole move, this whole sell here is why we are saying that gold will be buying, because they do the opposite. Gold will be buying to this area, and then look at what happens. Above the liquidity for gold is where we have the POI for sale. Below the liquidity for dollar index is where we have what? Order block for buy. Like this is as easy as 1, 2, 3. As easy as 1, 2, 3. Okay? So this is all I'll be waiting to see happening with dollar index. I don't trade dollar index. It's just to give me analysis for gold and EU. Gold and EU. So that is all we'll be waiting for. Sorry. That is all we'll be waiting for. Exactly opposite of what we are expecting on gold. Exactly opposite. If you can look at that, exactly opposite of what we are expecting. Okay, so our analysis is working both in gold and in dollar index. And if you go to EURUSD, the same thing, because dollar index mostly affects gold and dollar. I mean gold and this one. Gold and this one. So this is EU, and we had analyzed this. I think we had analyzed EU. We had analyzed EU. And this is what we said in EU. Now look at this. The exact thing. This is dollar index. We expect dollar index to buy to a small buy to a POI. So what should EU be doing? Sell to a POI. look at this. We have anticipated that if this high is taken, EU will sell to a POI, a buy POI. Then what will dollar index do? Once it gets to the POI, it will start selling. So what should we be expecting on EU? Buying. And that is why we will take this buy, this one, okay? We will take this buy here up to where we have liquidity here. You see? Where we have that liquidity. That is the liquidity. This is 55 pips. Yeah. That is liquidity. So as dollar index is selling, EURUSD will be buying. And then once it gets to this is how you know that your analysis is working. So once it gets to this place, those who remember, I told you that this is where we have the breaker block, which is one of the most ideal place to sell from. What will happen? This one will start to sell and take out the previous low. Look at this. Look at dollar index. Once it gets to our POI here, it will buy until it takes out the previous high. As simple as 1, 2, 3. Very simple. Very simple. Very simple. So you should look out for these things next week. And if possible, go to my YouTube channel and recheck this video again and tell me if this is not what will play out. But I'm telling you that these are just analysis. In case there is maybe CPI news or such kind and the market moves, that is why you need to enter the market using confirmations. You enter using confirmations. You enter using confirmations. Okay? Now, have you understood that whole point? Have you understood that whole point? That what is happening with the dollar index is directly opposite of what is happening with EU and gold. EU and gold. So this is the last pair we check, and then I'll allow you to go and sleep. Tomorrow we are going to church. USD JPY. Someone told me that we should look at this pair. I don't know whether you are still here. It was not part of what I wanted to do. So if you've gone, I will not do it. But if you are here for your sake, I'll look at it. Are you still in this live? You told me to look at USD JPY. Oh, okay. Okay, I've seen it. I've seen it. I've seen it. All right. Let us look at USD. I'm sure most people when you are Tolewa, because I was a victim, by this gap, we expected that the market will come and fill the gap. This gap blew a lot of people's accounts. A lot of people's accounts, this gap, which has not been filled till date. A lot of people blew accounts because of this gap. That is why in the market, you trade what you see, not what you want to see. You trade what you see, not what you want to see. So the market gave us all the reasons to buy, but a lot of us were just selling. So let us look at this in a nutshell. This is USD JPY. So if you look at USD JPY, we are in a very bullish trade. Very bullish trade. But there is something I want you to see here. There is something I want to see here. This is weekly. What I want you to see is that when this move happened, this move from this low to this high, okay, when that move happened, the market never came down to buy from a premium area. Or from a discounted area, sorry, from a discounted area. What the market has been doing is to create liquidity, relative equal lows. That is what the market has been doing. That is why I stopped trading UJ, because it's not giving us any clear direction. It is not giving us any clear direction, because since this move, it has not broken above, it has not broken below. So if you want to trade this, I can trade this with support and resistance might. You see there, this is what I would do. So what I expect is that this high will be taken out, and then you see this order block here. So allow me, let us use support and resistance for this one, because I don't see anything else. Okay, that is our area of support and resistance. So we have liquidity above, and this market has already taken liquidity below. See this liquidity, it took out that liquidity below. That means we are moving up. This is the weekly time frame. So let us see what is happening in the daily. So the liquidity we have right now is above, it is not below. We've already taken liquidity below, so we are looking at taking liquidity above. So as you can see, the market changed character here, and we've just been buying. Okay, we've just been buying. So where is the market currently? The market has broken structure here. But now the issue I have with this market, is because there is, I have not seen any area where it took out liquidity that is causing this upward movement. Now I hope you know that this buying that the market is doing, this is about fundamentals. The elections that were there in the, I can't remember, was it Japan? That woman that was elected in Japan. So this is not market, this is not price action. This is not, because if it were price action, we expected that this low will be, this FVG will be filled, this gap will be filled. So right now, if I want to re-enter the market and buy the market, I don't have any basis. Completely. I don't have any basis. I do not have any basis. But let's see if we can see anything. Okay, the market yesterday or last week, it closed with a bearish candle. Okay, this signifies that the market might want to sell, but I cannot sell this market until it takes out this liquidity here. Okay, so you see that liquidity, I'm not willing to sell the market until it takes out this liquidity. So I would want to look for a POI above that liquidity, and we have what, QML level here. We have a QML level here. Let me show you. You see this one? That is where we have our QML, and So what I can see here and what I can use is this one. So if I were you, I would wait for this market to come here. If I'm not you, but I'm just saying, if I was in your shoes, I would wait for this market to come to that level, and this is the daily time frame. We will try to see what we can do. So this is where I would be looking for a sell opportunity. That is where I would be looking for a sell opportunity, that area, because the market has to take this liquidity and this liquidity. There's liquidity above, and the only POI I'm seeing above the liquidity is that one. So currently for me, I can't trade UJ. I can't trade because it's not following any price action, and the issue with trading fundamentals is something can happen tomorrow. You see, with the other pairs, even if Trump tweets anything, the market will just go to the nearest higher time frame POI. Okay, but now with this, you don't know whether we are. And you see, there was a lot of raging here around this area. There was a lot of raging. So for me, I wouldn't want to involve myself in this trade. I wouldn't want to involve myself because I completely do not know whether the market should go up or come down. Because if it comes down, initially this market was supposed to be selling. You see, we were on a downtrend and it did not break structure here. So initially we are supposed to be selling, but now because of those fundamentals, we still are buying. So I can't give any bias for USD JPY. I can't. Well, where the market is, it's telling us that it is buying. So if you are if it's a must, you want to be in this trade, okay, like you want to say, me, I trade USD JPY, come and look for an opportunity here. I can even refine it for you. In the 4 hour, you can see that this took out this liquidity, that one, and then this one was retested by this one. So you just move this to where this is currently, okay, and then this one was retested by this one, so you just move this one here, okay, and then we can try to refine the entry. We can try to refine. You see, there is another block here. There is another block here. And there is FVG and liquidity below. That means the market will come back to this area. The market will come back to that area. So we have this one and this one. I wouldn't advise you to either refine to this or this, because both of them are valid. Both of them are valid, although this one looks more valid because this move has been retested by this, and then there is no reason why the market should come below this point, although it can take this as liquidity. So I would advise you to leverage at that once the market comes, because it has already shown signs of coming down. Once the market comes, wait for this, wait for something like this, and then take that buy. So you will wait the market This is in maybe 15 minutes or 5 minutes. The market breaks structure, comes and takes the previous low. That is what we call stop hands. It comes and takes the previous high, then wait for it to come back to the maybe there will be an FVG here or another block around here. Sorry, there will be another block around that area. So wait for that to happen. Now you can move with this buy because it has already shown signs of buying. You can move with this buy until this area. Let me see just a minute. Yeah, you can move with this buy until where we have the last liquidity, which is this one. Yeah, this last liquidity. Don't be greedy. This will be like how many pips? Because a market like this unasongaga nayo with a lot of caution. Those are a lot of pips. Those are a lot of pips. So Jemo, look for this setup. Look for a setup like this. So what you can do is you can be taking partials, because a market like this you cannot. Where's the Yameni? You can scale in. Let's say you take this in maybe 15 minutes time frame. You can be scaling in every, let's say like every 20 pips. You scale in. You look for an opportunity, get another buy. Look for an opportunity, get another buy. Maybe 20 pips or something like that. So by the time the market gets to here, you will have gotten something, and then if the market reverses, you will still not lose. But I cannot advise you take the trade from here and hold one trade to this price, because anything can happen and it will make the whole setup invalid. So my people, allow me to end this live. I hope you've learned something. I hope you have learned something today. I hope you have learned something today. So I have a community of traders. I have a community of traders. We are like about 100 and almost 150 traders. So that is like a group where we set our we set our setups, things like those. So if you want to join that group, there's a link on bio, or you can just DM me. I'll send you the link. That is where we meet. That is where we talk. I have another group of the premium traders. That is where we trade together, do analysis together, and all those things. But I would really encourage you to join the main group. Join the main group. So there, Kunaga Story Mob, we just send setups only. If you become liquidity, you said there. I told people that if you cannot spot liquidity, then you are liquidity. So if at all you become liquidity, that is where we said our setups. I want to show you something before I leave. For you to join the group, I don't know whether they will remove my life because of this. I have sent WhatsApp number. WhatsApp me on that number. WhatsApp me on that number. I'll send you the link. I'll send you the link to the group. I don't know whether they remove me because of that number I've sent. I don't care actually. So in that group, that is where we set the setup. Then I have another group where we do we bought an account. I bought an account with them. This group actually has even complete beginners. And then what we are doing is that we want to scale that to around we want to win all to get the evaluation right, and then once we get funded, we remove something or we withdraw something this December. If you look at the strategy I use, because I use SMC, Sami, the main group I don't charge, it's actually free. The only group I charge now is the other group, and usually I don't like a lot of people in that group. We are around 10 or something, and I'm content, because once you have a lot of people, you lose focus. But the other group is very good because it's a group of everyone. So you can see we have people setting different things. Others trading CRT, they said there. Others trading support and resistance, they said there. So based on the strategy you trade, you will find someone who trades your strategy there. So I wanted to show you this. I usually trade SMC. If you look at this, I could have shown you my main account, but there's no need. If you look at this, I checked my account, and my account told me that I am 30% profitable. But if you look at my account, it is not in drawdown. It's only yesterday that I did a $20 drawdown. So that means a strategy that gives you money is not a strategy that is 70%, has 70% win rate. No, you can see I'm still in profits. It is a strategy that you understand risk management. It's a strategy that you understand risk management. You see, for example, this move here. Once I get the confirmation, I will just risk like $5 and target this is $55. So because my strategy, I saw that it's about 1 to, no, the risk to reward ratio is about 1 to 47. So that means if I take 47 trades and I lose 46 trades and I win 1 trade, I'm still in break even. That's the crazy thing. But someone else, you lose 2 trades, your account is blown. Two trades, 2, 3, 4 trades, and then you blow your account. So that is some of the things I teach my premium group. But then if you check my YouTube channel, I have done a video on risk management. I've done a video on risk management, and I think that video will help you. You can check it out. So yeah, you can WhatsApp me on that number. Let us plan how you... No, I'll just send you a link. Once you WhatsApp me, tell me which group you want to join. The paid group is $59. The other group is absolutely free. And I would recommend that you enter the other group first. Enter the free group first. Once you see value, you can now join my premium group. Having said that, tujitayarisha twende church kesho. I'll see you on Monday now. Executing these things live now. Live. If you follow this and you don't get a trade on Monday, you call me, I buy you something. Good night. Make sure you follow me. I'm seeing a lot of people following the live, but they have not followed me. Is it fair? It's not fair. It is not fair. Oh, you are late. We are going. We are going. But you can check my WhatsApp channel. Check my WhatsApp channel. The whole life was there. Yeah, the whole setup is there. Hubbard forever. The whole video is there, including deep analysis on gold. So Hubbard channel, you can go to the channel and then you can skip to where we are analyzing gold. Yeah, if you trade gold. Good night.